Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about just stuff that you've seen me do this year that highlights the point that I've been trying to make, that the big three are tests of brute strength. Yes, specificity matters. It matters. But it matters only for a tiny percentage of the lift. And what I'm just showing is stuff that I've done here towards the end of the year after spending pretty much an entire year doing conjugate type training, in which I did no real conventional deadlifting. I did no back squats. We built deadlifts off of almost exclusively sumo work, box squats, good mornings, things like that. All right, and then I've come in and you guys have seen me pull chain lifts that are over 600 at the lockout. You've seen me do a 575 pretty tall deficit, a 2.5-inch deficit. I haven't been doing any conventional pulling. And we're about to see my conventional pulling push on past 600 in pretty short order. All right, it's coming along nicely, but I haven't been doing conventional deadlifting. And we can look at the same thing with the back squat. You know, I've been doing all this box squatting, and a lot of people are like, okay, well, you can box squat 500 plus, but can you back squat? I've done basically one heavy back squat this year with no real practice. I did one heavy reverse band a few weeks before. So no rep work, just one ramp up to singles. Then I just tried basically a back squat, and I walked in and hit 522. Now, we know that's not my lifetime best, but muscle memory doesn't go back 15 years. Okay. And the heaviest back squat I've ever hit on YouTube was 508. And even before I went back into this training style, when I was doing Bulgarian the year before, I only got up to 485. Okay, so I went from 485 back squat, doing no back squatting, no real heavy back squatting for pretty much a year, and then walk in and hit a 522. Now, is it to say that if I practice the back squat a bit that it wouldn't go up? Sure it will. But in what world does at a given strength level do you see a 10% change from specificity? Like if you look at the 522, which I'll play through this thing a couple times, if you look at it, people look at that and go, okay, well, that's pretty decent form. It's not perfect, but it's decent. Does anyone honestly think that me just practicing the lift without gaining a bunch of muscle, that it's going to go up 10%? Anyone think I'm going to add 50 plus pounds just by practicing the back squat? No, because I'm only strong enough to make it maybe go 20, 30 pounds more, maybe 5%, right? 5%. Well, 5% of that is going to be something in the range of, I don't know, 26, 27 pounds, right? Maybe 5% by practicing an exercise and using specificity. So we're still talking about at best, I'm strong enough for a 550 back squat if I were to peak it a little bit and practice it. But I can do the 522 without having done the exercise. Without having done the exercise. Why? Because I got stronger. I got stronger. Same thing, the conventional pulls. You guys haven't seen me pull anything super heavy on conventional in years. I think the last time I had pulled 585 was all the way back in the United Kingdom. I'm talking like 6 years ago. Now I'm coming in and just bam, without having done any significant, any real conventional pulling. Right there, 575 deficit on a 2.5-inch plate. Which basically means I'm good for about 6. Good for about 600 there. I haven't been conventional deadlifting. I got stronger. Then here we see these back squats. Me ramping up there because I just decided to see where I was at. I said one day, let me just see what I can back squat. All right, we came in, did this 482. It's like, wow, that was really easy. Which was surprising because back when I was back squatting heavy, 485 was basically with my training max. Basically equal to that, 3 pounds less, and it was easy. All right. I think that was a little less. That was 462. Then I went 482 here, which felt like a warm-up. This 482 felt like a warm-up. This was not even remotely challenging. All right, I probably could have cranked out 5 reps with this. Just comes right up. Went up to 502 next. Went up to 502. This felt like maybe RPE 9, like 90%. But we need to go above 90%. So I had to go heavier again. Right? This felt like 90%, but watch. Totally easy. Just pop it right up. Keep in mind, guys, I haven't done over 500 in 5 years on camera. And even then, that 508 was maybe not even as pretty as this was. Last time I did 508, years and years ago. And then I went up to 522. Now, this one was challenging. For the day, this was probably the heaviest weight I could have got with decent form, right? Because I had to kind of push through. Had to push through the sticking point. So this was truly heavy for me. But I haven't been back squatting. So if we peaked it, maybe it would go up 20 pounds if I practiced it. But that's my point. Everyone acts like these are ultra high skill lifts. They act like, oh, the only reason guys are strong at these lifts is because they practice them all the time. That must be it. No, if you have muscle mass and strength, you will be good at these lifts. Okay? The conventional deadlift and the back squat are not particularly high skill exercises. The bench is the most skill oriented of the big three. But you know what? It contributes to your total the least. But there have also been really strong guys. Remember James Strickland actually said that he benched 450 before he learned how to bench press? Put that in perspective. That's how strong that guy is. He basically said it was just brute strength. He just pushed it up. He had no clue how to actually bench correctly. He just got really strong and benched 450 before, in his own words, before he actually learned how to bench. Of course, then he got past 500 once he learned how to bench later and got stronger. Right? These are a test of brute strength. That's all they are. They're very low skill exercises. And again, I don't want people to think that I'm saying that they're zero skill exercises. They're not zero skill, but they are very low skill. In the conventional deadlift, perfect example. Do you understand how easy it is to learn a conventional deadlift? That you can teach someone a perfect conventional deadlift in one coaching session, one-on-one. You can teach somebody how to get to a deadlift that will let them reach like 98% of their max strength potential using that form without even deviating from it, without perfecting it, in one coaching session, first time somebody's in the gym. You want to know what you have to do to be able to lift a heavy weight? You have to be strong. You got to have a strong posterior chain, a strong back, strong grip. Okay? That's what it takes to have a good conventional deadlift. There's almost zero skill. Okay? The conventional deadlift is nearly a zero skill exercise. If you want to know where the skill comes, all of the skill in like fine tuning a deadlift is just finding how far apart to put your heels. Okay, that's it. Learning your head position, learning how to pull the slack out of the bar, maybe finding your ideal grip by about an inch that gives you the best leverages, right? Does any of that have to do with technique, or is it just the way you set up? That's the one I lost the grip on. That was 630 at the lockout. I couldn't hold it that day. But is that really skill? Perfecting how many inches apart to put your heels and where to grip the barbell. Okay, that's not exactly rocket surgery. Right, these are not difficult exercises. They're tests of brute strength. And if they're tests of brute strength, specificity doesn't matter that much. Again, not to say it doesn't matter at all. There's a difference between saying something doesn't matter that much and saying it doesn't matter at all. People put too much focus on it. Now the novice needs to. They need to learn how to perform the exercises, and they're going to need to do hundreds of reps to perfect those exercises, right? You still have to learn how to squat. But if you take somebody who's brutally strong already, who's never performed a back squat, you could probably have them back squatting 500 pounds in 2 weeks. You take somebody who's brutally strong already, who's never performed a conventional deadlift, if they don't have any weaknesses, they might pull 550 first time you have them get on a bar. They're just tests of strength, and that strength can be built through other exercises. Right? There's a lot of ways to do this, is what I'm saying. It's a lot of different ways to do this. These are just tests of brute strength. That's what they are. Alright guys, well that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.